Okay, so I was not going to make a video on this really controversial subject that has just splashed all over social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. But so many of you have asked for my point of view. So let's talk Ozempic, or should we say NOzempic? This drug has some really great benefits, but it also has some really nasty side effects, and not everybody should be taking it. But this is a judgment-free zone here at Boom 50 Fitness. I try to make everything fun and light. So whether you're on Ozempic or thinking of taking Ozempic or just saying no to Ozempic, you are welcome here. Welcome to Boom 50 Fitness. My name is Regan, and this is your channel for all things health and fitness in your 50s and beyond. This topic is absolutely everywhere. I can't even go to the supermarket or a party without someone bringing it up. My husband came home the other night and brought it up because he had a friend that was going on it. But I must start by saying I am not a doctor. My degree is in exercise physiology. And one more disclaimer, if the topic of weight loss or fat loss triggers you in any sort of way, this might not be the best video for you to be watching. But if you're just interested to see what my opinion is on Ozempic, well, let's get into it. There are so many different names for Ozempic. It's a semaglutide medication, but it goes by the name of Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Rybelsus. There was a new one I saw yesterday on TV. I can't remember what it was. But for the purpose of this video, let's just call all these semaglutide medications by the name Ozempic. Ozempic, along with diet and exercise, has been proven to stabilize blood sugar levels in type 2 diabetics. And it can also reduce serious cardiovascular events like stroke or heart attack. That sounds good to me. So these are all just great reasons to be taking this drug. And weight loss was one of the surprise benefits that people found while taking this drug. And that, my friends, is why we keep hearing all about it. People just love the topic of weight loss. But what exactly does Ozempic do? The main ingredient in Ozempic, like I said earlier, is called semaglutide. And what this does is it induces satiety. And that's just the feeling of being full or satisfied. You know how it feels. And this is the exact reason it works for weight loss. I know people who have said when they've been on Ozempic, their hunger was gone. In fact, if they ate a little tiny pancake like this size, they would be full. However, for most people, this weight loss does not come without side effects. And these side effects are usually gastrointestinal in nature, like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. But that doesn't happen to everybody. Besides the gastrointestinal issues, you actually are putting yourself at a low risk of things more serious like pancreatitis and thyroid disease. There is so much hate on the internet about who's taking it, who's not taking it, who's admitting to taking it. And I can tell you, I am not here to hate on this medication, especially if you have type 2 diabetes or you are obese or you are at high risk of having a heart attack or a stroke. So believe it or not, this medication is really, really easy to get your hands on. However, if your doctor is not prescribing it to you, I would rethink going somewhere else to get it. I know you can totally bypass your doctor and go straight to one of these med spas or one of these other clinics that will give it to you, but I would definitely think long and hard about doing something like that. Besides the negative side effects and some of the serious risks associated with taking Ozempic, if you are not a type 2 diabetic, if you are not obese or at risk for heart disease or stroke, I have two other reasons why you might want to reconsider not taking it. And I'm mainly talking to you midlife ladies out there. The number one reason midlife ladies should really consider not taking this medication is because of muscle loss. After the age of 30, an inactive woman can lose 3 to 5% of her muscle mass per decade. And even those of us that stay in great shape, we do all the right things, we eat well, we do that strength training that is so important, we're still going to lose a little bit of muscle mass. It just naturally occurs with aging. One of the things I talk about on this channel all the time is the importance of strength training. And I have lots of videos up. So whether you're a beginner strength trainer or you've been doing it for a long time, there are videos for you right here at Boom 50 Fitness. It is so, so important. I cannot emphasize it enough to maintain or maybe even increase that muscle mass. You gotta do the strength training. The other thing I talk about all the time on this channel that goes hand in hand with strength training is protein. I encourage women going through perimenopause and menopause and into postmenopause to eat their body weight in protein. That would be grams of protein. And this is to preserve the muscle that you have worked so hard to achieve. So here's the problem with Ozempic. Most people don't even eat half their weight in grams of protein. So if you're getting so filled up, you're not gonna get enough protein to keep your muscle. So I said earlier that one of the reasons people lose weight on Ozempic is because they feel satiated. And if you're feeling satiated all the time, you are definitely not going to get enough protein to preserve that muscle. Yes, when taking Ozempic, there'll be a huge caloric deficit and you will lose weight, but it will be at the expense of losing muscle as well. And this just increases your risk of a whole nother host of issues. Did I just say another? Another. You need your protein. All my friends out there, you postmenopausal, menopausal, and perimenopausal women, you've got to eat your protein. And on a medication like Ozempic, you're just not gonna take enough in. All right, let's move on to my number 2 reason on why you should reconsider not taking Ozempic. And that is that it has already been proven that when people go off of Ozempic, they gain back all the weight that they lost, plus a little extra. So unless you plan on being on this medication the rest of your life, you will gain the weight back. So unless you're in it for the long haul, which by the way, we don't know what the long-term side effects are of this medication, but if you're not in it for the long haul, you're gonna put the weight back on. I know, I said it, I'm sorry. You'll gain it back and you'll probably put on some extra weight. And what is that going to do? It's gonna bleep up your metabolism. And back to the long-term side effects, I was watching this YouTube video. It's a doctor that's very reputable, and he said, if you are willing to stay on Ozempic and wait to find out what the long-term effects will be, then just consider yourself a lab rat. I thought that was pretty funny and kind of scary too. It makes me think of fen-phen in the 90s. Do you remember that? All was okay and people were losing a ton of weight until it wasn't okay anymore. I'm not sure you really want to be a lab rat to lose a few pounds. Okay, this was just a short video here, but I hope you had some takeaways. The 2 main reasons I would suggest not taking Ozempic if it's just for a little bit of weight loss would be you're not gonna get enough protein to preserve your muscle and you're gonna gain the weight back when you go off of it. But if you are taking Ozempic and it is working for you and you are doing it under a doctor's care, more power to you. Keep doing what you're doing if it makes you feel good. And don't worry about the naysayers out there. You do you, and the opinions of others doesn't really matter. So whether you're on Ozempic or thinking about Ozempic or thinking there's no way I'll take Ozempic, I'm so glad you joined me here today. Remember, I am not a doctor. I just came out to give you my opinion, my point of view on Ozempic. And just like most medications, there are positives and there are negatives. You just have to weigh those positives and negatives and see what works best for you. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And I would love it if you considered subscribing to this channel. My name's Regan. This is Boom 50 Fitness, your new BFF. I'll see you next Thursday.